Hello students, hope you're doing very well. Welcome to the next module of HTML course with me, Priyanka. In this module, we will be learning about the HTML style. Yes, it's very widely used concept, and in the HTML style, we will see how we can actually give a style to the HTML element. It can be very easily done using an attribute called as style. Before we start using this, it is very important to understand what is the syntax of using the style attribute. In order to use the style attribute, we will use tag name, which could be your tag called as body, h1, paragraph. All those tags which we have learned so far can be given a style using the style attribute. Is equal to, we use a double quote where we use the property and we use a colon where we'll give a value. So that is how we will be using the style attribute. Now the property is the CSS property. So do not worry, we have a separate module in which we will be learning about CSS. For now we will be learning just how to give simple styles to your HTML document. So CSS property is the property and the value is the CSS value. Let me give you an example and then we will jump on to write code for this. So let's say I'm using the style on the paragraph tag. So I'll use the p tag. I will use style is equal to, as the word, I'm just following the syntax. So I'm using the property called as color. I'm using a quote, and let's say I want to give a color black for this particular color. I'll be using a semicolon. A double quote is very important. Close this bracket and you can write down the text that you want to write. So this is the syntax. This is the rule how we have to write, and this particular thing tells us as an example. We've used this as an example. So without further delay, let us start looking at how we can write the code for the style in HTML. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down some basic tags here. So inside the body tag, I will use a paragraph tag which says I am normal text. Okay, please remember to close your tags once you have opened them. The next is we will be seeing how I can apply a style to this paragraph tag. So I will use the word p style, and then I'm going to do is equal to, I'm going to use the word color. So see how it automatically pops up, and let's say I'm using the color red. You can use any color you want. We will be using a semicolon and we'll use a double quotes. We will close this particular tag that we are using and we will, let's say, give a text red color. I'm going to now close this paragraph tag, save my code, and then we will go back to the files folder where this file is there and we will run the code. So see that does the magic. So I have written the first paragraph as I am normal text. For the second, I have written down red color. So this text has come as a red color. As we are doing this, I strongly recommend with the course or maybe after, once you have gone through, open the notepad file and repeat these steps to get a better understanding. So I'm doing the same thing for the blue color, and I'm going to now close this tag, which is the paragraph tag. I'm going to again start another paragraph style. Now I'm very sure you are comfortable how to give the colors to your text. But how about I want to specify or give a specific size to my text? How can I do that? Let's have a look. So in this particular case, because we are not using the color, we're using the font, we will use a value called as font size. So the moment you type font, see there are different values which we will be covering eventually. So I'm going to use font size. I'll be using quotes. You can give the size in any dimensions. You can give it in pixels. You can give it in different units also. And then I'm going to use a quote, semicolon, quotes. So I'm given semicolon, quotes, and now I will specify, let's say, a text which says, I am a big text. All right. So now I will close this particular tag that I was using, which is the paragraph tag. I will save my particular code, and what I will be doing now, I will run this code. Okay. So I will go back, refresh it. Here we go. So what has happened in this particular case? One mistake, can you notice? We have not used a colon. So if you make any mistake in the syntax, you will not get the correct output. So now you go. Right? So remember, it's a colon which we have to use. So this is how we use the different attributes. This is how we use the different properties for styling our code. Let's look at another code. Let us look at another example in which I am going to give the whole style to my body. Okay. So what I will use is a body tag, and in the body tag I will use the style. Body style is equal to background color, and let's say we are using a color called as, you can use blue, you can use any color. So I'm using powder blue. So I'm going to give a semicolon, a quote, and I will close this particular tag. Okay. Let's say this body tag also have got a heading tag which says this is a heading text. Okay. Let's say this one has another tag which is the paragraph tag, in which I am saying this is a paragraph tag. Now as I am writing, students, can you see that the color of the P tag is not correct? Why do you think that is happening? Just look at the code. Perfect, because the H1 tag isn't closed. So this is the beauty of this editor. It gives you very well clear problems where straight, it tells you what is going wrong where. Okay. So what I've done, I've given a style to my body, and I've said, look, the color of the background page of the web page should be powdered blue. So what I'm going to do is refresh my page and see, does it make any difference? What is the mistake? Excellent. The attribute used is wrong. So what we had to use? Background color for the powdered blue. So make sure everywhere the spellings are correct. There is absolutely no problems in closing the tags. Otherwise, it gets difficult to get the desired result. Now, because of the style that I've used for the background color, you will see that the color has changed. Then we have got a heading text, and we have also got a paragraph text. Now, here what we have done is we have put the text on put the color on the whole page, isn't it? What we can also do is, rather than giving the style to the whole body, we can also apply the style to individual tags. So all we need to do is use the same syntax. We will use h1 style is equal to, here we will give the text. So make sure the spellings are correct, because the editor isn't clever enough to understand that there is a spelling mistake. It will not give you the desired result. So I'm giving a close button like this, and I'm saying this is a heading text. Next, what I'm going to do is, for this paragraph that I've used, I will use another style, and maybe we'll use the same color for this also, or you can use a different color, red or any color. So I'm going to give background color, and here I'm going to give a color name as, let's say, tomato. I'm giving a quotes here, and I am closing this particular tag, saving this web page. And now what will happen? Let's see. We will run this page to see what it has done. Here you go. So what is happening? Whatever heading I had, for the heading it has given a color powdered blue, but for the paragraph text it has given the color tomato, which is the red color. Okay, so this is how we can continue to give different colors to our background colors, or to our body, or to the different tags that we have. Now let me show you another attribute which does the magic. So what we will do is, instead of using the background color, we will just use the attribute color powder blue, and we'll continue to use the same heading text. And for the paragraph, again let's use the value the attribute as color. So now what will happen, if I run this web page, what is going to happen? Rather than changing the background of the text, it has actually changed the color of the text. So remember, based on what value you are using here, it will change accordingly. Similarly, there are a lot of other properties which you can use. There is one property which says font family. So let's say I want that the font family that I want to use is Arial, or let's say we can select any font family you like. And let's say even for the paragraph, you need a different font family. So you can select it from here. So you can say font family and you can say Courier. Okay, we will save this page, go to this page, the output window, refresh, and here you go. See that the font of this particular text and font of this particular text is different. So it can be very easily styled. The styling in HTML is pretty much simple. All you need to know is what goes inside this particular text. Let me give you another example. How about changing the size? So if you want to change the font size, you will write down font size, you will write down a colon and you will say 300%. Okay. Similarly, for this P style, let's say you want the font size as value which is, we can select any, maybe 160 or 170%. Okay. And now what we will do is save the page, check the output by refreshing it. Here you go. So you get a different text or different text font size. You can also do one thing, which is you can also give a text align attribute. So where do you want your text to be aligned? So we can align our text using the text align module or the feature, and let's say I want to align my text to center. Okay. Or let's say for this P style module, I want to align my text, which is on the text align side. I want to align this again to center. I am going to save this page, right? And I am going to refresh the page. So here you go. This one has aligned it to center. This one hasn't. What is the mistake? Let's find out quickly. Excellent. You can see this. So any special character I had added here will not be taken. That is the beauty of the HTML. Here you go. Right? So what I'm trying to emphasize is make sure that your text alignment or text center is properly added, because otherwise any random text added can cause the problem. So if we look at this module, we have looked at the different styles we can provide to an HTML document. We have looked at how we can set the style. We have looked at the syntax of setting the style. So just a quick recap of this module. We have learnt the syntax, which is tag name, style, followed by the property, colon, value. A semicolon is very, very important. If you do not give this, you will not get the desired result. We have seen how you can apply the styles to the body. We have seen how we can apply the styles to the H1 tag. We have seen how we can apply it on the paragraph tags. And when we talk about these different styles, we have looked at how we can give background color in this module. We have also looked at how we can give the color of the text, isn't it? We've also looked at the different fonts, how we can provide different fonts. We have also looked at how we can provide the text size. And we have also looked at the next concept, which is text alignment, right? So we have covered all these different things which we can do to our HTML. Now, one thing, my students, I want to make it clear. We've got a separate CSS module, cascading style sheet, in which we will be covering all these things, but that we will be doing it through CSS. In this module, when we are covering HTML, we are seeing how in HTML we can introduce the different styles, how we can make our text decorative, how we can make our text beautiful. So I hope this module is very much clear. Stay tuned for the next module, and I have a surprise for you in that module. So stay tuned. Let's move on. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.